You're watching Tamaqua's Choice for news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.
Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN News. I'm Gary Perna. We begin tonight with a 55-year-old murder case. On Wednesday, March 18, 1964, 9-year-old Marisa Ann Chivarella left her home never to be seen alive again. Now, 55 years later, new technology is assisting state police with that cold case. 55 years ago, the Chivarella family was shaken to their core. And so were many neighbors and families in Hazleton. Over the last 55 years, investigators never gave up on this case, and now a half-century later, new technology may be bringing investigators closer to the killer. According to reports, Chivarella left her home on the morning of March 18th and walked to school. She attended St. Joseph's on Laurel Street, which is now known as Holy Family Academy. Investigators say she usually walked to school with her siblings, but that day she left a little earlier. She was carrying a bag of canned goods to donate to a feast day, a food drive at the school, according to published reports. The last time she was seen alive was as she walked east on the north sidewalk near 212 West 4th Street around 8:10 in the morning. Then at 1 p.m., her body was found in a stripping hole just north of Airport Road in Hazel Township. A child's multicolored scarf was stuffed into her mouth, and her hands and feet had been tied by her own shoelaces. An autopsy later determined she had been raped and strangled to death. Police interviewed a number of suspects and compiled theories. For 55 years, police had the killer's DNA, but never had his name or knew anything about him. Until today, they now know a little more. Thanks to new DNA technology from Parabon Nano Labs, they were able to provide a snapshot. In 2018, the killer's profile was sent to the lab for analysis. The testing was very expensive, and with the assistance of the Chivarella family and other investigative associations, the cost was covered, and the tests were completed. Those new tests show that the killer could be a man with South European descent, have fair skin with green or hazel eyes, with black or brown hair, and could have freckles. According to a published article in the Hazleton Standard-Speaker, it was considered the first child sex crime involving murder in the area. The Luzerne County District Attorney's Office has assisted with the cost of adding other snapshots to this profile, including a man in his 20s, 40s, and 60s to the case. In the next 5 to 10 years, officials say technology may advance even further to allow the DNA to be tested again to tell investigators just how old the suspect was at the time the crime was committed. Chivarella's attacker could have been a teenager or an adult. He could have lived in our area for a long time, or could have been here briefly, or could have just been simply passing through. Sadly, Marisa's parents, Carmen and Mary, passed away before their daughter's killer could be brought to justice.
We haven't given up on this case, so I don't want the public to give up on this case. And let's take into account anybody you may think, a neighbor, a friend, anybody that you can think that may resemble this person, or even if you have other information, please give us a call. We're going to continue to work this investigation and hopefully bring it to a successful conclusion and at least identify who the killer may be, whether they're dead or alive.
If you know anything about this 55-year-old murder case, you're being asked to contact the Pennsylvania State Police at Hazleton at 570-459-3890 or the Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers tip line at 1-800-4-PA-TIPS. Moving on tonight, an inmate at the United States Penitentiary, Cannon in Waymart, was sentenced to additional time for assaulting another inmate. United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Pennsylvania announced that 28-year-old Clayton Shin was sentenced to 30 months for repeatedly striking another inmate that resulted in serious bodily injury back on October 4th of 2016. His co-defendant, Jeffrey Maddox, also pled guilty and is awaiting sentencing in that case. A former New York man already charged with robberies in Wilkes-Barre and Wilkes-Barre Township is facing another charge for assault. 31-year-old Rayvon Davis is charged by police for allegedly punching and robbing a 73-year-old man near the Park Avenue Towers on January 15th. He is accused of throwing the man to the ground and stealing his wallet. He was arraigned on Tuesday and taken back to the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $100,000 cash bail in this latest round of charges. A Tamaqua man was charged and taken to prison after he is accused of sexually assaulting a young girl nearly 2 years ago. 23-year-old Jordan Hoyle allegedly assaulted the then 14-year-old girl at a house party in East Penn Township. That's in Carbon County. The incident was investigated by state police after the Carbon County Children and Youth Services started a suspected child abuse case. Hoyle was charged with aggravated indecent assault and corruption of minors. He was taken back to prison Tuesday after failing to post $75,000 bail. A former Hazleton man must register as a sex offender after he was caught videotaping women and children in a restroom at a mountaintop restaurant back in 2017. Juan Mauricio pled to no contest to peeping through a restroom ceiling at the former Luginio's Pizza and Restaurant in Wright Township. He was employed at the business at the time of the incident. He was discovered by a customer in February of 2017. A Luzerne County judge sentenced him to 2 to 4 years, which he appealed to a superior court. An appellate court panel upheld the sentencing on Monday and required him to register as a sex offender for 14 years. Hazleton Planning Commission approved a reversal subdivision and land development for 95-acre area in Hazleton. Our Julia Wiegand has the details.
The Hazleton Planning Commission approved a reverse subdivision and land development for Blue Creek Investments, LLC at their meeting last night. The company plans to build a 1.41 million square foot warehouse and distribution center, it proposed, and build on roughly 95 acres of tract that's bound by Arthur Gardner Parkway and North Conahan Drive.
And we just said their preliminary plan was to put a building there, put in the watershed. They had the water for it, they had the sewer for it. So really, it's an industrial land. We have no say as far as deny people that right.
Some members of the public who reside near the land came out to protest their concerns with the proposal, but Planning Commission said at their meeting that the company has the right to do the subdivision, as well as make sure it would be quality warehousing, meaning dangerous materials wouldn't be emitted.
We just approved about 6 months ago the additional structure for the Hazleton General Hospital. You realize with the number of people that work in that hospital for the city of Hazleton, what revenue that brings in? Do you realize that the people of Hazleton now has a facility that's in their backyard that they don't have to go 5 miles to get to a hospital?
The structures could result in a significant financial boost for Hazleton, as the estimated $200 to $250 million development project could boost the value of taxable property in the city. The city would also receive earned income taxes from the estimated 400 to 600 jobs that could be created.
Hazleton has to expand. They can't just sit and wait and all the young people leaving because the jobs aren't here. We have to have some better paying jobs as well as future citizens. And that's what we're trying to do. I have visions for Hazleton. Even though I'm an old person, I still have visions for Hazleton.
The company will be back in front of Planning Commission in the future for their approval once plans are completed for actually building the structure. Reporting in Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
Well, today's the day. Spring is in the air, and so is free Italian ice at Rita's. Make sure to stop by your local Rita's today to grab your favorite free regular ice.
We always do this. Actually, this is my 20th year of doing this, so it's got to be a tradition. You can add a custard topper for it for $1, so if you like our custard and like it that way, you can add that for $1.
The Rita's Tradition in Hazel Township ends tonight at 9 p.m., so you still have time to get out there, so make sure you stop by before they close and get that favorite ice you have. And this day only comes once a year, so make it count. Summer's right around the corner now. Coming up on WYLN News, how healthy are we? A new report has come out about the healthiest counties in the state, where we rank. That's coming up. Plus, getting ready to build a new high school. The plans are ahead. But first, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, we're going to see rain most of the day, a high of 44. Friday, we could see some rain and snow in the morning, high of 42. Saturday and Sunday, though, not looking too bad. We can see a 40 degrees on Saturday and 52 on Sunday.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from the new Blaze Alexander of Greater Hazleton. Come on up the mountain. We have Buick, GMC, Cadillac, we got Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and Mazda. And we got tons and tons of used cars. Our goal for March, we're gonna sell 150 vehicles out of these 3 locations. Blaze says do whatever it takes, and that's what we're gonna do. If you're in the Greater Hazleton area, or if you hear this or see this commercial, get in your car and come on down. Blaze Alexander of Greater Hazleton. And we do take the deals the other guys won't, guaranteed.
Krugel's Georgetown Deli has been voted Northeastern Pennsylvania's best craft beer selection several years running. Krugel's is your craft beer headquarters, and gift baskets are available for all occasions. Krugel's is home of the Crowler. Fill your Crowler up in their tap system and keep your favorite beer fresh longer. Krugel's Georgetown Deli, Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Check them out on the web at georgetownDeli.com.
It's spring, and savings are in the air during the spring sales event at All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Shop our large inventory and drive off with a great deal. Lease a new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $189 a month. And during Ram Truck Month, get select Ram 1500 4x4s for as low as $32,890. Or get 0% for 72 months on the Ram 1500. Savings are in the air during the spring sales event at All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
The Wilkes-Barre Area School District is moving forward with plans to build a brand new high school in Plains Township. The Luzerne County Conservation District issued a permit approving a plan to address stormwater runoff, erosion, and sediment control during construction. The district plans to put in a detention pond during construction and 2 permanent ponds after the building is complete. The high school will consolidate Myers, Coughlin, and GAR at a price tag of around $137 million. The new site is between Maffitt and North Main Streets in Plains Township. The school district is also waiting on a decision from PennDOT to approve a plan to reconfigure roadways around the site. The board is expected to award construction contracts at its March 27th meeting. Construction could start as soon as this spring. Luzerne County ranks at the bottom when it comes to good health. That's according to a recent report released by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and the University of Wisconsin's Population Health Institute. Luzerne County ranked 63rd out of 67 counties in the state. The rankings measure factors including smoking, obesity, unemployment, and access to medical care and healthy foods. It revealed that 20% of the county's population drank excessively, 17% are smokers, and 17% are in poor or fair health. 6% of the county's residents are uninsured, and 25% of the children in Luzerne County live in poverty. As for the other counties in our area, Carbon ranks 52, Columbia ranks 45, and Schuylkill ranks 60th. The healthiest county is Union County, and the least healthiest is Philadelphia County. You could walk through a giant-sized replica colon and learn about polyps, diverticulitis, colitis, and Crohn's disease, looking at the Health and Wellness Center today. And after walking through the inflatable colon, the community was able to meet with some of LVHN's leading physicians and discover the facts about colon cancer. The community was also able to receive information on screening and early detection, enjoy light refreshments, and take a screening kit home with them.
Oh, I think this is great. It's very informative and educational for the whole community. It's something different that we haven't seen anywhere around here, and I think everybody should come out and see this.
Colorectal cancer is the third most common cause of cancer in the U.S., but if caught early, is highly curable. Everyone should be screened beginning at age 50 unless you have a family history of the disease or certain other risk factors. Coming up on Freeland's News Choice, we take a trip back out to the Health and Wellness Center for this week's Wellness Wednesday. Plus, the ribbon was cut this morning for a business that moved into Hazel Township. We were there and we'll have all the details coming up. Stay with us.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
I've always been an active guy. One day, I just didn't feel myself. It was my heart. I went to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Pocono. Turns out I had a serious blockage. And within an hour, I was in bypass surgery. My advice? Listen to your heart. If it wasn't for Lehigh Valley Heart Institute, I might not be here today.
You have one heart and one choice when it comes to the best heart care. The hospitals and heart specialists of the Lehigh Valley Heart Institute.
I survived thanks to the Lehigh Valley Heart Institute.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Welcome to Wellness Wednesday here on Wyln, everyone. Today we are on location out at the Health and Wellness Center thanks to our friends at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And today we're going to talk about something that you may not think of when maybe you haven't experienced this, but maybe someone close to you has. During cancer treatment, there could be some procedures that you may want to take advantage of. And one of them may be just some benchmarks, especially in speech when you're going through some radiation. And Ben's here today to talk a little bit about this. So Ben, explain this to me. I didn't know that this was available or this is being done, but you offer speech therapy to people who are going through radiation treatment. Why are we doing this? What made this happen?
Well, speech therapy is an interesting field. We also work with individuals who have swallowing difficulties, so this mainly relates to that side of things. What happens is when you have head and neck cancer and you have radiation to those areas, it can change the way that your muscles work and kind of how your body functions. So our program that we're putting in place is designed to help prevent those issues from occurring, and also as you're moving through your treatment, help you maintain a lot of your abilities and not have the issues that could occur potentially from those treatments.
And now you said primarily this has been happening after treatment, but some new things are starting to happen where you guys will be starting to do this before, during, and after, correct?
Right, yeah. The effects of the treatment usually, so when you go for chemo and radiation, 2 weeks in approximately, you start to notice some changes. And those can continue to 2 to 6 weeks after the treatment ends. So the goal of the programs we have in place is to start you on an exercise program and sort of a monitoring program ahead of the initiation of chemo and radiation to kind of monitor where things are at and help the muscles to keep functioning throughout the process.
And this primarily is being done on patients who are receiving treatment for any type of cancer that's involving the head, the throat, and those areas, correct?
Correct, yes. Sometimes those cancers require surgeries, and sometimes they do not. Obviously, surgeries will affect things a little differently than just having chemo and radiation, but having that treatment to any area around the head and neck can affect the tongue and the muscles in your throat that help you swallow, and even your esophagus. So we kind of target those areas in our interventions.
If somebody wants to take advantage of this, how do they get to you? How does it have to be brought to you?
Referral from their physician, whether it be their family physician, an ENT, or an oncologist, is usually where things are initiated. We're working with our oncologists to develop programs where those referrals kind of happen more seamlessly, where it's not really the patient responsibility. So that's kind of a process that we have in place. But a referral from any of those sources is how we start things out.
And this is great that as we continue to learn more and more about how things are being done and how treatments are being done and the way we can integrate everything is being helpful. Ben, this wasn't being done years ago. This is now something that Lehigh Valley says, we're looking at the way things need to be done, and this is a better way we can help our patients out to better their lives.
Right, yeah. I mean, in larger markets, you might see programs like this offered more frequently, so we're trying to kind of mimic those programs here. Even though we're a smaller market, we should have the services available to people that are offered maybe in bigger cities.
Again, we've been saying this time and time again here in Health and Wellness, that no matter what, you're getting the best care right here in the greater Hazleton area, and Lehigh Valley has been providing that and bringing that big city feel right here that you don't have to travel, and that's one of the great things about having this health network right in our backyard. Ben, thank you so much for talking with us today and teaching us about some of this new stuff that's going on that we can help everybody with.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for joining us here on at the Health and Wellness Center, I should say, here on WYLN's Community News. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
A donation was made to the Hazleton Police Department today by a local business who held a previous fundraiser. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has the details on the department's newest equipment.
CrossFit and Drums is helping to keep the men and women of the Hazleton Police Department safe as they protect our neighborhoods on a daily basis. The business held a fundraiser last year to raise money to buy the department's safety equipment.
So about a year ago, one of our members came to us, and by the name of Sandy Kitslin, who works out with some of the local officers here in the morning, and felt that we could probably do more to help support them, hearing about some of the different troubles they have. So she came up with the idea to do this CrossFit for Cops, which was an event we held about a year ago. It was an all-day event starting on Saturday in the morning that people came in and worked out to a very specific workout that we do to honor fallen police officers called the Dallas 5. It's a different station type workout, and everybody kind of worked their way through the workout. Some people donated money, some people came to work out, some local businesses were able to donate money as well, and we're able to pull that money together to help purchase these vests as well as donate to some of the other local law enforcement agencies.
The ballistic rifle vest will be added to the department's other equipment and be used to ensure the safety of the officers in situations such as a standoff or active shooter crisis.
We've learned from Parkland and some of the mass shootings around the nation that it's breach and entry. You know, you can have a SWAT team coming, but when you have an active shooter, there's no longer time to wait because people's precious lives are being lost in seconds. So we keep these in our cars. The first 3 officers that would respond to a scene are trained. Breach, enter, put your ballistic equipment on, and engage the suspect. Because most suspects that are engaged ends the shooting immediately. And it minimizes casualties, and it's just a fact.
The chief says that he is overwhelmed with gratitude to CrossFit and other businesses in the Hazleton area that have been great supporters of the police department.
Get the business communities and the public to work with you and to support you. It just goes such a long way, and those relationships are formed on, mutual respect, trust, and friendship. And that's really what this is all about, us all working together for a safer community.
In Drums for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Eye care specialists in Hazleton cut the ribbon at their new location on the Airport Beltway. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has more.
Eye care specialists was excited to officially cut the ribbon this morning at their brand new facility. For over 20 years, Eye Care Specialists has been serving the greater Hazleton community in what became too small of a facility on East Broad Street for the amount of patients that were being seen.
But we also wanted to enlarge our facility so that we could offer multiple care here, from eyeglasses as we're standing in the optical now, to having our primary eye care doctors, Dr. Grohol, who does a great thing here in the community, servicing all different types of eye issues, but also have our subspecialists that we have in our practice be able to come to the Hazleton market and serve them from retina to cataract to plastics to glaucoma to corneal issues. So by expanding our facility here in Hazleton, we feel we'll be able to better serve the community.
Dr. Mark Grohol is the primary care optometrist at Eye Care Specialists, who maintains his involvement in not only his patients, but within the community as well for the past 25 years, being born and raised in the area.
A long project. We've been working about 7 months on it to bring a state-of-the-art facility to Hazleton for all levels of eye care, including primary care like myself. We do glaucoma, cataract consultations, LASIK consultations, and optical, as you can see. We have every level of ophthalmology specialty, glaucoma, cataracts.
Dr. Grohol is more than excited to be able to put eye care at the top in Hazleton with this new facility and provide his patients with fast, quality care.
And the access to our surgeons and our subspecialties is that I have direct line to them. So our patients who need critical eye referrals within 24 to 40 hours, it's a phone call, they're in our facility, they're seen, which in today's modern medicine is difficult and sometimes you're waiting weeks. In our facility, it's going to be expedited, your care is going to be faster and at the highest level that's out there with our surgeons. So.
Eye Care Specialists can officially call the Airport Beltway their new home, right across from the Health and Wellness Center. Reporting in Hazel Township for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
That's the news. Remember, you can always get news updates on the WYLN News Facebook page, and stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon will be held live April 6th from Genetti Ballrooms in Hazel Township and broadcast on WYLN TV 35. Enjoy local and regional entertainment all day Saturday from noon until 11 p.m. The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon live from the Genetti Ballrooms, 1345 North Church Street in Hazel Township, Saturday, April 6th on WYLN TV 35. Life in the Monastery, the new CD by the Sisters of Holy Annunciation Monastery, can be yours for only $18, which includes shipping and tax. Mail a check to Holy Annunciation Monastery, 403 West County Road, Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania 18249, or call 570-78-1205. This fantastic CD can be yours for only $18.